The fear of looking stupid is holding you back. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please go ahead and like this video. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss when I do post. So for this video, I am going to be talking about fear, specifically the fear of failure and imposter syndrome. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. Starting with fear, there are so many different definitions for fear. I do want to highlight two particular ones. So I'm just going to read the two definitions. The first one is, fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or a threat. The second one is, fear is a feeling of anxiety concerning the outcome of something or safety and well-being of someone. Keywords that should really stand out to you and that stood out to me were feeling, emotions, belief, and anxiety. We all have probably heard that our feelings and emotions can deceive us. This is the case when it comes to fear, especially when we're talking about the fear of failure. The word believe tells you that this is a mindset issue, that we want to challenge our thoughts, we want to challenge the way that we think, or else you will be stuck in an endless cycle of fear. So you want to be able to challenge these thoughts as they come. Anxiety is something that a lot of people suffer from. I personally will say I have a lot of anxiety and I get a lot of anxious thoughts. But what I've noticed with anxiety is you're trying to control the future. You're trying to predict how things are going to turn out. And we cannot always predict what's going to happen in the future, nor can we control it. So you have to be okay with the unknown, the uncertainty of life, the unpredictability of just the way, the world is at this point. I do have a quote that I want to share with you guys. It's from the movie Coach Carter. It says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us." And this is a quote that really resonates with me. And it also has so much to it that I believe is true. For the reason why I agree with it is I think a lot of times we believe we fear failure. We believe that we fear like being rejected. But like truly, if you really dive deeper underneath that initial thought, is that we actually fear being successful, because you know that you're putting in the work towards whatever it is your goal is. But once you're starting to see like, wow, I actually can do this, those self-doubts and those thoughts of, oh, I do think you can do this, those self-sabotaging thoughts of like, oh, actually, maybe I might fail at this, start to be manifested in your life and in your thought patterns. So I want you to challenge these thoughts, because remember, our thoughts are not our reality. Just because you think something doesn't mean that it is true. Because trust me, I've had crazy thoughts before and they're not true, right? The reason why you even are having these thoughts is because there actually is something on the inside of you that is trying to come out, that is trying to be manifested, that's trying to make you be successful in this life. But these thoughts are going to come to try and deceive you into thinking that you are not capable of doing the thing that you can do. This goes back to when someone is struggling with being consistent, right? You can't just let, because you don't feel like doing something, stop you from going after your goal. Because sometimes you don't feel like you want to do something, or you don't feel like it's going to happen, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen or that you should not do the thing. Like the other day, I did not feel like going to the gym, but I still got up and went, because I know sometimes we feel like we don't want to do something, but truly we know that we should. So just because you feel like you're going to fail does not mean you're going to fail if you actually do it. So instead of actually allowing those feelings and those thoughts of failing become your reality, go ahead and push past that and keep going. Because there's a reason why that you think you're going to fail, because you're actually doing great. Like, those thoughts would not come if you weren't on the right path already. To end this video, I want to touch on imposter syndrome. People who suffer from imposter syndrome usually are people who are doing well in their life. They actually are achieving a lot of things, but they don't believe that they are worthy or that they truly worked hard to achieve their success, which is kind of the opposite of what we've been talking about already. But I think imposter syndrome is kind of still rooted in fear, because you're fearful of like what people thoughts and perception of you is like. So the reason why you feel like you're an imposter is probably because other people might not think you should be in the position that you're in, but you should be there because you worked hard for it. You put in the work, you sacrificed a lot to be here. So this is more of like a fear of perception and like a fear of being seen. That quote I said in the beginning, like your fear of looking stupid is holding you back. A lot of times we truly think like, what are people going to think of me trying to do this thing, trying to be a content creator? What are my friends going to think? What are my family going to think? But what does it matter? Like, it should not matter to you. So you should still continue to show up as who you are. And with imposter syndrome, there are a lot of people who feel like they are just lucky, but like truly it's not luck. Maybe luck is a tiniest bit of a factor, but a lot of times you know that you have put in a lot of work and effort into it, but because like other people are not acknowledging that, sometimes you start to feel like, maybe I don't belong here, maybe I shouldn't be in this space. But that, once again, that's a fear. Like, you need to be challenging the way you're thinking about yourself. And I want to share with you guys some signs and symptoms to let you know if you might be struggling with imposter syndrome, because this is a real condition that people do struggle with. Some symptoms and signs that you can look for to see if you might be struggling with imposter syndromes are self-criticism and downplaying your performance. You have severe self-doubt. You overthink a lot, and usually it's like about the way you view yourself, which also ties into having low self-esteem, low self-confidence. This person will also suffer from anxiety, which this is very common with people who do have like low self-esteem and low self-confidence. They do typically suffer from anxiety as well. And they can sometimes be an overachiever because they're still struggling with like trying to be worthy of their success. So they keep doing more and more, because every single time they get somewhere, they're moving the benchmark for themselves, because they don't think, I shouldn't even be here, I still need to work harder and harder. So they're never truly satisfied sometimes with their success, and because they don't think they've truly been worthy of the success or the accolades or the recognition that they're getting, they keep doing more and more to be worthy of it. The last one I will say is they can sometimes have self-sabotaging tendencies. So if they reach a certain milestone in life, instead of like really celebrating, they might start doing things that will ruin that opportunity for them, right? So like this can be like drug abuse, drinking alcohol, like partying too much. So these are some things that to think about. Like, if you're struggling with any of these things or think that you have imposter syndrome, I would highly recommend seeking out a therapist. I obviously am not a therapist. I'm not licensed or in any way to give advice about this, but I'm just going to share, like, my thought on the topic. But if you truly believe that you suffer from imposter syndrome, or just like have a lot of fear and anxiety in your life, I do recommend speaking to a therapist. I myself have gone to therapy, and I will say it definitely is beneficial, and you can really learn a lot about yourself. Those who have like less of a severe problem with either imposter syndrome or fear, I do have a few things I think could help you. The first is doing the thing scared. I remember this was a mantra, well, not really a mantra, but like a quote that I kept saying to myself back in like, I think it was like 2022. I just was like, do it scared. It doesn't matter if I don't think I will be the best at it. I'm still going to try. I'm still going to show up for myself. And that has really helped bring me out of my comfort zone with a lot of things with content creation, like especially the last year or so, like not even the last year, like the last like couple of months, I have been so serious about it. I've been filming in public spaces, which that's something that I was always very fearful of what people are going to say to me, or looking at me, or thinking that I'm extra. But you know what? I am, because I want to get the content, right? Or you know how people have their portable lights when they go out. I have a bunch, and I would always be like, I don't want to bring it. People would think I'm being very like weird or extra to have it out while I'm in like a club or out at dinner. I've stopped caring. Like, it's not that I don't care, it's just like I know that I want to get the content, and in order to get the content, I need to have this. So that's how I'm showing up for myself, and that's why I'm saying I have been there, and I have learned that I need to push past my own fears as well and do the thing that scares me. So if that's you, please try it. You don't have to go to the most extreme. Like, you can try doing one thing that scares you, right? And build up your tolerance, right? Because trust me, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Some other things I think you can do is being very reflective. Like, really truly think about the things that truly scares you and frightens you, that you really want to do. Like, it's like your passion, but you're just scared of what people think. I want you to really think about, like, why are you scared of what people think? Should you be scared, right? Like, really examining those things, because sometimes it's really yourself that's holding you back. Like, really and truly, that quote I said, your fear of looking stupid is holding you back, because sometimes other people are not even looking at you. They'll see you, they might look, but then they keep going, right? So what is it that is holding you back? And truly see how you can mitigate that, how you can push past it and deal with it. And with the being reflective, when you're doing that, please be very honest with yourself. This is for you. This is for you to be able to be successful in your life. And if you cannot be honest with yourself, who can you be honest with? Last thing I would say is really take it slowly. Do not feel like you have to rush and do everything at one time. Like I said, try doing one thing, then maybe another, and see if like it is in fact for you or if it's not. Because sometimes you might find out, it's not even that I don't think I can do this or I'm fearing failure. I just actually don't like doing this thing. Because sometimes that's really what it is. Like, I had to realize, like, I don't like posting on Instagram. It's not like I'm scared of what people are going to think. I just, honestly, for some reason, I don't like the platform. I don't like the way everything has to be like a certain aesthetic, really. And because I don't fall into that aesthetic, I'm like, I'm just going to stop posting on it. I've been more consistent with YouTube and showing up on here and on my TikTok than I have on my Instagram. And I had to really think about, why is it that I'm okay with posting on YouTube and on TikTok and even like Facebook than I am Instagram? And then I'm like, really, then I had realized it's not really that I'm fearing like failing on Instagram. It's just like I actually genuinely do not like the platform. So that's how I think you need to be like very reflective and realizing these things about yourself. So I hope this video was helpful to someone. I really hope that you take something from this video. If nothing else, I really want you guys to start thinking the mindset that like, I can do this. Even when your brain tries to tell you you can't, challenge that thought and tell yourself, I can do this, I am capable of it. It doesn't matter that I might not get it right away or might not be perfect at it from the beginning, because no one's perfect from the jump. So you have to put in the work in order to get better, and just go slow, guys. I love you all, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.